definitely they are also extending their brand in Africa and in South Africa.
It can even be the Premiership, it can be League One and all of that. So it's a win-win situation for them.
Welcome back to EVO Sports. Today's topic is about the new deal that SAFA has had with the Bundesliga. I mean the MOU that they signed with Bundesliga. That's the German, is it FA all right? German FA. Abi? Yes. It's German FA. That's Bundesliga has to do with, everything has to do with German football.
Football. No, they are Bundesliga
sponsoring the league.
Yes.
Okay. So, Albert, you know what the MOU that they signed with Bundesliga is all about? Because what I have here, they have is for youth development, commercial strategy, sponsorship, fan engagement, brand development, media training, and technical expertise.
Yes, as a matter of fact, those are some of the indices why that deal was triggered. You know, the word MOU means Memorandum of Understanding, and several things have been put in place that have been checked over time, in which they have come to agreement with, given the fact that perhaps South Africa has one of the best league, enterprising league, in which they feel if they go into a collaborated investment, it will be a win-win situation for the both sides. Yes, SAFA, South African Football Association, went into a landmark a memorandum of understanding with the Bundesliga side on May 6th, 2026. But some of the indices, as you actually read, the collaborations have to do with youth development, you know, launching Bundesliga Dream South Africa, which provides South Africa under-16 national team opportunities to train and play in Germany. Another one is the technical expertise, knowledge sharing for coaches and administrators, which is very, very important. You know, over time we used to talk about that administrators know-how, training for expertise, so that you can develop your national football club level and all of that. Now, another one again is commercial strategy and sponsorship, enhancing local football marketing. Another one again is a fan engagement and brand development, which is very, very vital in football. I always used to recall 2020 Champions League, the COVID-19 2020 Champions League final between Bayern Munich and PSG, in which the stadium was empty. You see, it was just like a friendly match, you understand, because there's a very big role the fans play in electrifying the mood of the players and all of that. So under again is the media training, supporting media development, everything that has to do, because if you see fan engagement, if you see football watched throughout the world, it has to do with media, you understand. So it's a very, very nice one. But one of the key details again, it has to do with basically that under-16 tour. It has to do with the legend involvement, because I learned that the Bafana legend Deliron Buckley is involved in providing a mentorship for the youth teams and all of that. Another again is the German presence. The initiative is driven by the Bundesliga dedicated Johannesburg office, then the RB Leipzig tour, and so many other factors. But it's a very welcome idea. Imagine if South Africa is getting involved with the SAFA is getting involved with Bundesliga. How improved now the SAFA, the South African Betway Premiership is unarguably the best league, second best league in Africa according to statistics. But the way it's pushing now, it's going to be the best league in coming few years. Now they are partnering with the Bundesliga. Who knows who they are going to partner with again tomorrow? Now look at the indices, the factors by which they are signing a memorandum of understanding. Now if an European nation is signing a memorandum of understanding with an African nation going to footballing, they are cut across media, publicity, investment, and all of that, giving South Africa a presence in the German league. You should understand that they have checked South Africa and understand that they have what it takes, the potentials, the market values, and everything that has to do, you understand, with improving of a brand. That's why they signed that MOU with them. It's a welcome development. Now, why wouldn't other countries want to go into this? And as a matter of fact, it's not that other countries don't want to go in this, but because they don't have these facilities, they have not actually set up a playing ground or a workable environment for these brands to come in. So it's a nice one. It's a win-win for South Africa, because if German Bundesliga could actually partner with the SAFA now, who knows who they are going to partner? It could be Spanish La Liga tomorrow. It can be La Liga Santander. It can even be the Premiership. It can be League One and all of that. So it's a win-win situation for them. So whoever people that made this work, the SAFA president, everybody, administrator that made this thing work in South Africa, a much kudos to them. It's a much thumbs up for them. They have give a legacy, they have give a footprint in which every other nation in Africa that intend to grow their football in coming of years need to follow the path.
Chima, the partnership between SAFA and Bundesliga, do you think is a welcome development?
Very welcome development, because if at this level we consider PSL as one of the best leagues in Africa. So if PSL and SAFA, despite all the old issues around their football, still go ahead to have a partnership with SAFA, with a Bundesliga, German football league structure, I believe is a very welcome development for South African football and for Africa, because this kind of deal is one of its kind in Africa. You know, this is the first time something like this will be happening in Africa, where a national team, SAFA, will be partnering with an European league. And if you check, in German Bundesliga is where we have the average percentage, or the best average percentage of people who come to the stadium to watch matches. So definitely they have a very good structure, and they love football also in Germany. And in terms of developing youth players, the Bundesliga is one of the best, you know, because if you check most of the young talent around the world, if you play in England and you cannot play well, you play in some country you can't play. If you go to the German league, they have a way of trying to brush your talent up, nurture your talent up, and then German youth team have been one of the best as well too. So, but this memorandum of understanding, you know, is mainly or centered around youth development for South African football, because the under-16 team will be going to Germany
to play
on May 15th to 25 for training, and you know, having some kind of, they have training camp and to have international experience, you know. So they are going to be playing against Werder Bremen. They will play against the Academy of Werder Bremen and the DSC Arminia Bielefeld. Yes, in Germany. So the purpose also is to expose emerging talent to a light European football environment at an early age. Why I love this movement is that most times, just like the last time J.J. Okocha mentioned something and said the South African player don't like traveling abroad, because the league is good, because they pay them very well to some extent. Players who have grown to the level where they have their family, they have their friends around, they don't want to travel abroad. Now, if SAFA really truly want to build a better national team than what they are having, I think this step is one of the best steps they have taken. And that is why I still commend the SAFA and South African football. Even though sometimes people come to the comment section, they say, SAFA is corrupt.
Some people are criticizing
the
deal.
That is normal, because in life you can't be 100%. And no matter, even in Premiership.
They even made mention of Dr. Kumalo.
No, they said, Danny Jordan, many people want Danny Jordan out, they don't want him, blah, blah, blah. But that is normal, because it's their football, they are the ones seeing some certainty. But at the same time, just like, let me say, in Europe, in Premier League now, we consider Premier League, EPL, as the best league in the world. But there are still some controversies that always happen in the league. Even officiating, we know that they are still the best. German, Spanish league and French league and Italian Serie A, these five leagues are the best. But most times we see some officiating that we don't agree with those officiating. That does not reduce them.
That doesn't make the league.
Yes. So now what am I saying in regards to this? I'm saying that despite that people always criticize SAFA, FA, chairman, Danny Jordan and the rest, I'm not saying they are good, but if they can be going this far, seeing that there are things that we need to do to improve our football. If SAFA FA can be going the length of trying to improve their league, trying to broker a deal that will favor their national team, that will favor their league, favor their citizen, then that type of corruption, I think I prefer that type of corruption in Nigeria. Because if we have that kind of corruption, the type of corruption where a Nigerian FA will go and broker a deal with French League One, or we broker a deal where our youth team, we have to travel to Spain to go and play and develop more and more, and we will see that yes, truly this is work. I think that type of corruption I prefer in fact is very okay. If our FA or our football organization can be corrupt to the level where they will put our league as one of the best leagues in Africa, I think I love that type of corruption. Are you getting my point now? If our FA can be corrupt to the level where other foreigners can come and play in our league and make any good money, and then we have players from the league playing for national team. I think I love that type of corruption. So what I always see about the people writing about is that they want better because you cannot stop being better. Are you getting my point now? So, but now, we that are watching from outside, I love this kind of news because it makes me know that people are really working. Because when you go to so many countries that are advanced, that are okay, if a president wants to come into power now, where there's already light, where there's already good roads, where there are already every little good amenities have been put in place already, the president will be confused of what to do. So definitely, if you want to do something in his name, he might decide to spoil something that is good, to rebuild it in a better way, because he wants to put his name in the history book that okay, I'm the one that construct something. So if SAFA are going this far to get this kind of deal, I feel like they are looking for a betterment of the country. So now, what will this thing do? Let me now tell you now why SAFA have to make this kind of movement. If you take under 16 players to Germany to go and experience. Not that South Africa have good football structure too, but there are levels to this. You can't compare South African football structure to German.
That of German.
Are you getting my point now? So now, when you go to Germany now, and then you leave this under 16 players, you make them experience this kind of thing.
Expose them
to this kind of facilities. Now, in the past few years, since Benny McCarthy retired, South Africa have not had a very top striker that is very, very good like Benny McCarthy, or who is playing in Europe. Foster was the person that was supposed to represent that kind of structure for Bafana, but unfortunately he's not meeting up to standard. Now other good players in the league are not able to travel. Players like Nkota, who have gone to Saudi, they are not really doing well. They want to come back to the league. Now if you take these players,
if someone like Mofokeng that is as good as Mofokeng was exposed to that kind of
that kind of environment at a very younger age, by now you will have been a world-class player. So now, as Mofokeng is now in Pirates now, he's already a very good player. But now he might go to Europe now and not perform well. He's a 50-50 something, but he still need to go and try his talent there. But now what this deal that SAFA has signed with Bundesliga will do is that if you take these boys to places like those German teams, if they can sign any of these young boys to maybe Dortmund Academy or the Bremen Academy, all of those things. Now, South Africa already know that they are expecting in the next 5-6 years. If you have any striker, maybe 2-3 strikers at that 15 years, 14 years, 13 years, or 16 years, that now times 15 to 14 years times 5 years time, that will be about 19 or 20. Definitely, out of those 3, 4, 5 good players, two of them might end up becoming a world star at that age, and they might end up getting used to the environment of Europe, the facilities of Europe, and before you know it, by the time they will invite them to the national team, they will have become a world star player. So I feel like this is what Bafana SAFA is trying to achieve, because if you leave them now if all these boys come back to South Africa, if they sign for Sundowns, Pirates, Chiefs, all of those things, they will be accustomed to the environment again. When they begin to grow, they will have friends. Out of these friends, sometime to leave them and go to Europe and settle down again will become very difficult. Are you getting my? But at this tender age, at this little age, it's much more easier for you to acclimatize to any environment, because by that time you can easily change friends without mind, because you don't have full control of yourself. So this is a very welcome development. And that is why you see Leipzig coming to South Africa to come and play pre-season. And I even heard, if what I've heard is true, that the ticket has been sold out already. This is what the German league is coming to do with South Africa. And now there are so many presidents. The Bundesliga has increased their investment in South Africa, and President South Africa over the years through his office, because they have an office in Joburg, which is a very good something. So that means they are partnering with these people to benefit their own football. That is why you see South African football going upper and upper like that. Now, and partnership with organizations including the SABC, Vodacom, and Amandla and social enterprises. So which means they have office there and they are already doing a whole lot. So that is why you can see that MOM could easily happen. Because when you have a good structure too, you see other people who also want to come to your place too. And by the time they are coming, so it's a win-win thing, because even Bundesliga too will be gaining more popularity in Germany. And then if Leipzig come to play Sundowns and other Germany, in fact, during this Before now, we have Roda Bremen hosted coaching clinics in Dublin and Cape Town City. They did not see any other country to host it, but in South Africa, which is a very good one. Then we now have FC Augsburg also toured the country. They toured South Africa around to check some certain things about the country, which they also have in mind to come and invest in the country. Are you getting the point? Now, so these are the positive things that this SAFA are bringing to South Africa, and this is one of the things why, if you have a very good league, very good structure, it will attract a whole lot. Because now some of the German league side, when they come to play in South Africa, they are also creating fan base there. Remember, Dortmund played against Sundown in the World Club Cup, and playing against Sundown, they only won Sundown 4-3, which is a very slim victory for. So they will have been wondering, where is this club coming from? Club from Africa that can play us to this level, and we struggling to win there. Wow, I think this club must be playing in a very good league.
Yeah.
So now
they must have a very good structure.
They must have a very good structure. So definitely they are also extending their brand in Africa and in South Africa, because everybody wants to extend their brand, no matter, even as big as Real Madrid is, as big as Manchester United is, during pre-season they still want to look for other countries where they will go and play to gather their fan base. So it's a very good one. I love this kind of gesture that SAFA has done, and I wish other African countries can also emulate, because it's going to grow and bring our African football closer to European football.
Albert, Chima lastly said he wish other African countries can emulate to sign an MOU. What do you mean by to sign an MOU, maybe with a German company, a German club, or German FA, or any other foreign FA? Do you think Nigeria can do that?
The word MOU in business, in contracts, in whatsoever, in bilateral ties, whatsoever, name it. It has to do with the two-party saying things that are lucrative, things that they can gain, win-win situation, coming into terms, and now sign a memorandum of understanding by both parties. But if Nigeria can go to this level at this point in time, Nigeria do not have the capacity. You know, yesterday a news broke out when I was watching news on Arise News that Nigeria is going to host. Tinubu declared that Nigeria are going to host the gala night for African Footballer of the Year, CAF Award. I was just laughing. I said, okay, Nigeria has been reduced to only a place where they host CAF Award. What was the last time Nigeria hosted
the Nations Cup?
In the Nations Cup whatsoever. The last time it was a co-host, Nigeria in 2000, and the last time we host a real-time World Cup was under 20 or 21 in 1999. That's about 27 years ago, and you still call yourself giant of Africa. I don't think Nigeria has what it takes, you understand, to go into that. Looking at our league, truth be told, looking at our league, looking at insecurity issues, looking about a lot of things that have affected us now. So Nigeria cannot, or invariably Nigeria do not have the capacity, you understand, to go into such deal, because before the deal was brokered, before the MOU was signed between the two nations, they have seen South Africa. Imagine South Africa hosted the World Cup in 2010. Yeah. Look at their structure, look at their stadiums, and everything is growing year by year. Look at their teams playing.
And all those things are still in place.
Since 2010 till now, look at their league. Look at the Mamelodi Sundowns playing the CAF Champions League final back-to-back against Pyramid last year. They lost, now they are into it again here now. Look at the turnout of fans into the stadium. Look at the enabling. They play matches in the night. No security glitches, no issues, and all of that. Things are going on where they are signing good contract. The players paid to the welfare of the players, everything, security, medical, everything are well put in place. So yes, they have given a footprint that yes, we have what it takes to go into partnership with you. And don't forget, before an European nation will sign a deal with you, an African nation, they must go deep and check what are the things, what are your flaws, what are the credentials you have that will make me go into a deal with you, because there are other European nations there they can actually go into a deal with. So the German side, so to speak, I've actually seen that it is a win-win situation. Go into signing a memorandum of understanding with a nation like South Africa. But your question was direct. Do Nigeria have the capacity? They don't have, because Nigeria don't have an enabling environment. How many people watch Nigerian football? What is the intensity of Nigerian footballer as we speak? Know. How many stadiums do we have? What facilities do we have? You understand? How much are the players paid? The stadiums and everything. In short, football infrastructure in totality. No security. So what will entice anybody? Which brand? Not even so many Nigerian brands don't even want to go. Nigerian brand, predominantly Nigerian brand, want to go into a deal with the PSL and all of that, let alone an European country. So Nigeria is a wake-up call. Let them build to a particular level and let the European nations or all other brands outside Nigeria to see that they have what it takes for them to come and invest.
He said it's a wake-up call, but he just mentioned of President saying that Nigeria will host the
CAF
Award. When they cannot host Nations Cup, they can only host CAF Award.
He did not say they cannot host Nations
Cup.
I'm
saying that. See, when they cannot host Nations Cup, then now they can host CAF Award.
And with a supposed giant of Africa
tag that we have. Chiba, do you have any other thing to say?
The partnership includes collaboration in commercial strategy and sponsorship.
Okay.
Then fan engagement and brand development.
Have you mentioned that before?
Media training as well too.
Technical expertise.
Yes, technical expertise both on and off
the field.
Yes. So then the major aim is to establish a long-time working relationship that can help SAFA improve structure across multiple levels of South African football. So the Bundesliga has been clear. So that is just the part of the memorandum of understanding. So just to help each other. So I believe if South Africa don't have what the Bundesliga can gain as well, they will not go into that.
So it's a step in the right direction.
Yes, very good one for them.
Right direction, right?
Yes, honor should be given to whom honor is due. So they deserve some. South Africa, SAFA deserve some.
Even though the Bundesliga, they have office in Joburg,
they have office,
and they have been doing one or two, but now it's not going official that SAFA now is having direct contact with the Bundesliga this thing right now.
With the Bundesliga outfit.
Yes.